Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Whoosy podcast with me, Phil.
And me, Scott.
And on this show, well, where you can see, or if you watch this on video, but to describe it to you on audio, we're sitting in a hotel room in Derby because we've just attended Whooverville16 at the Quad. And if you don't know, that's Midland's, I'm going to say, premier Doctor Who convention, isn't it? Yes, indeed. So it's something that Scott and I look forward to every year since we've been going, and it's the highlight of your year, mate, isn't it?
Yes,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. So, so basically, all this is we're just going to be a sort of brief rundown on what we saw and heard today. But I think just to give people a flavour, I think that the Quad in Derby. Derby City Centre is very, very important because it's like it's a cinema. They do all sorts of different things like Whooverville. They do other sort of events and stuff. And as we recorded our report on Whooverville15 last year, Steve Hatcher, one of the people who organises this convention, actually said that they weren't sure whether they will be having Whooverville back at the Quad because the financial future of the Quad was uncertain, so he couldn't actually say, because usually at the end of the day they say, yeah, next year we'll be back with so and so guests, blah blah blah. But last year he couldn't say that because the future of the Quad was just up in the air because the council wasn't investing any money into it. But fortunately they did. It's not open as often as it should be. They've had to reduce their opening hours. They don't do meals there anymore, just like snacks in the bar and things like that. But at the end of today's convention, Steve confirmed that the Quad is now financially secure for the future. So they'll be back for Whooverville17 next year. So which is great, actually. That's really good news. So that's something to look forward to again next year, mate. Indeed. So but anyway, just to give you as I said, a flavour of Whooverville. It's like any other convention. You have different panels. Then we'll go through because we basically saw almost every panel bar one today, didn't we?
Yes.
In the John Hurt Cinema, and we'll go for other things there as well. But yeah, so we did that. We broke for lunch, but you've got like dealers there as well, so they'll be selling figures and all sorts of Doctor Who bits and pieces, books and CDs, DVDs, that kind of thing. You also got James Burgess there with his props. You got all like different masks and stuff, didn't you? They're really good artist. He also had a Dalek there as well, a silver Dalek, which looked really cool, actually, didn't it? So the way it's positioned at the bottom of the staircase with the eye stalk sticking up, it was meeting you at the staircase. It was really good.
That was just by the dealer's room, which is quite
exactly. And it's just a nice vibe there, really, isn't it, Whooverville? I think that's why we like going back, actually. It's just such a nice, intimate convention. But anyway, we'll go through what we saw today. And I said there were loads of guests there. And I think all of the panels today were really interesting, weren't they? I thought they were really good. So after the introduction, the first up was Jeff Rule. Now, if you remember Jeff Rule, he was in Frontios as Plantagenet. He was always played Mervyn Pinfield in Adventure in Space and Time at the 50th anniversary. He's also in the episode of the Sarah Jane Adventures where he was the museum curator, wasn't he, when the Mona Lisa came along with Saran Jones. So, but he's had such a long and varied career. And you didn't really know much about Jeff Rule. You haven't seen Frontios either, have you?
No.
You're still playing catch up with Doctor Who, aren't you? It's a very weird story, but he was, ultra interesting because he's had like a 50-odd year career. So it was really interesting to listen to. So that was good. That was a good way to kick the day off, wasn't it? Really. Yeah. So next up we had Steph de Worley. It's not Wally. Everyone can say Steph de Worley. It's Steph de Worley. As you know, played Anita in Joy to the World and what was it?
Reality War.
Reality War. Thank you very much. I always forget that. She was really nice and chatty and everything. It was another really good panel. And if you think sort of like these actors, they've been in like not many episodes. I mean, the screen time isn't massive with
Yeah.
Doctor Who, but they've done so many other things as well. And just listen talking about their life and the life of an actor, which I think all of them came through today and said it's a tough life, isn't it?
Mm.
Does it take the glamour off for you a little bit?
It's a very uncertain job because it's not like a fixed job. You always have to move on with acting as the world moves on with different sort of acting ideas.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah, it's it sounds it's a very precarious. It's not all glamour, is it? As they sort of made out. Now, but no, that was really good. That was really good. It was she was really sort of chatty and bubbly and really nice and you know, and smiley. She was a really, really nice, a nice guest actually. Next up, if you watch this on video, I'm glancing down at the.
I have the memory.
I've got the list here because last year when I was talking about the guests at Whooverville, I went a complete blank.
Really?
Someone asked me. It was James actually on the DWP asked me, and I couldn't remember. And the one I forgot, Carol Ann Ford. How could I forget?
Did you forget that?
Oh, I know exactly. She was the headline of the day. But anyway, so next up was Matthew Waterhouse.
No, it's Maureen O'Brien.
Maureen O'Brien. Right, that was a bit of a running joke today. Maureen O'Brien was supposed to have attended Hoover. She was announced quite early on last year, wasn't she, as one of the guests?
Because she didn't go last year.
Yeah, she couldn't make last year's one, so she booked to come back this year. And unfortunately, she couldn't make it again. So at very, very short notice, they managed to book Matthew Waterhouse to come in as well, and we wanted to see that one because we missed Matthew Waterhouse last year, didn't we? So we had to make a decision. We've got to go for lunch. We've got to get something to eat, drink, go to the toilet, blah blah blah.
You got to, even if Doctor Who's the best show ever, you still got to, apply yourself to your body. If you get what I mean, you can't leave it in despair. Yeah,
exactly. So anyway, we both decided, didn't we, that we were definitely going to see Matthew Waterhouse do his panel this year, which didn't disappoint. It was really good, really funny.
Very dedicated to Doctor Who. Lots of books, Big Finish stuff. Stuff
and when we left the quad to come back to the hotel after the convention was over, we bumped into him in the fire, got in the lift with him, didn't we?
Yes.
Had a very, very brief chat. I did call him Maureen, which I did say to him, "You're never going to live this down," which he totally agreed with. So so that was a nice little. We have a bit of a history of bumping into people in the lift, don't we?
Except you never recognised them.
No, I didn't recognise Daisy Ashford last year.
With her iron.
Yeah.
She was like, "Don't put the iron," and walked out the lift laughing because she had an iron. She's holding an iron.
Exactly.
And that we potentially were in a room next to Paul McGann. We're in room 102. And we think that he was in room 101.
Oh yeah, it was last year, wasn't it? Yeah. So, but after that
was room 14.
Was it 14?
Yeah.
Oh right. Oh yeah, it was actually, wasn't it? But no, he was really good, and it's really great for him to sort of stepped in at less than 24 hours notice to come and do a convention. So kind of glad he did come back because we missed him last year, didn't we? So
a little opportunity.
Yes, indeed. So then next up was Brian Hodgson, who's one of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop wizards. That's the only panel we didn't see today because we decided I really wanted to see that one, but unfortunately we had to sacrifice Brian because we needed to get something to eat, didn't we? We're starving, absolutely starving. But we caught the tail end, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did catch the tail end of it.
Yeah.
So
we decided to grab a hot drink and just go to the dealer's room.
Yeah, and have a look.
Which is when we met a fan of the podcast.
Oh yes. Well, we'll come on to that at the end. We'll come on to that at the end. Yeah. So anyway, then after that was Terry Molloy, better known as Davros. His panel was really good.
Very interesting.
Yeah. He was giving a big plug to the custom sonic screwdriver
and
people.
His Christmas play at Durham or something.
No, it's did he say Durham, didn't he? It's before we get onto that, because he told us a really nice story, didn't he? But anyway, he's very, very interesting man. He's got his own sonic screwdriver the guys from Custom Sonics made for him, which is actually it's a Dalek themed one, so it's got Dalek bumps on it. and instead of doing the sonic screwdriver noise, it's got a Dalek screaming.
Yeah,
there's its noise.
I think he said that Peter D'Aoto and Colin Baker also have a custom sonic screwdriver from that.
Yeah, I think
well.
I did think he did say it, didn't he? Yeah. But no, he was really good. But I think at the end, the interviewer, was it John Godbold, said, you look like Santa, because he's got like, he's what, in his late 70s now, and he's got like, long white hair and a big beard and everything. And then that's when he said he does he's doing it again this year, is the Polar Express. I think it's like a thing they actually do it on a train. I think. So he was talking about how they go. It's not just. It's sort of like acting the bits. You've seen Polar Express, haven't you? At the end with the bells, with the sleigh bells.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's all about like the belief of Christmas and all that. So, but he told this really, and he read the lines out as well, didn't he? And you could have heard a pin drop in the auditorium where he was reading out the the lines from the
lights
film.
started dimming as well.
Yeah, they did. That was weird, wasn't it? Yeah. But then he said this thing about this kid who was there, and this kid had never spoken at all. And he did the whole thing about belief and believe in yourself and all that. And he said, "I believe this bell's for you," as in Santa Claus does in Polar Express. And the kid went, "Thank you," like that. And this kid's never spoken before, and it was such a lovely story. And he said he doesn't know if the kid spoke, since then or not, but he just got this reaction and all that. And it was, but it was a really nice way to end off his panel, actually, wasn't it? So, but then we had Jacqueline King, otherwise known as Sylvia Noble, from Doctor Who. Her panel was really good. She's really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think you expect them to be like their characters, and obviously, of course, it's acting, dear boy. It's acting, dear boy. So yeah, she was really, really good. She has some really good stories to tell as well. Just come across as a really, really nice person. And at the end, it was Jacqueline King and Matthew Waterhouse were helping do the raffle.
Yeah.
At the end, weren't they? So, that was really cool, actually. And she was just really, really nice. I think she's sort of, genuinely happy to be part of Doctor Who and all that. Yes. And I think all the guests have been all willing to talk about it. And after that was Charlie Condu, who obviously been in the UK, been in Coronation Street, but obviously for Doctor Who wise, he was in the Interstellar Song Contest. You weren't too sure about this panel, were you?
No, really? Because originally we were just going to. I was thinking we could just catch the tail end of it, so we could sit through the Joe Martin one instead, so we could go around the dealer's room again. We didn't get much time in there, and around the entire convention itself, so we're thinking we'd do that. But if we did do that, we would not get a seat in the Joe Martin.
For the Joe Martin.
They were offering seats, but they were splitting people up.
Yeah, exactly. So, but his panel, and he, again, another really good conversationalist, told some really good stories. It was surprising, actually. Really was surprising. And, it was, he did admit he never watched Doctor Who before, but now he's a fan. Obviously, because he's been in an episode, and he said he'd go back again if asked. But they all say that, don't they? But so their actors have got to get work. But
actors.
His was a really, really good panel. And he did say he's a bad gay because he doesn't actually like Eurovision.
That was funny.
Yeah, he said he went with his son, because he's another thing he's known for. He's championing same-sex couples adopting kids. And
so he wrote something in like the Guardian, or
he had a weekly column in the Guardian about it some years ago. So he said he took his 13-year-old son to the because it was the Juno Dawson who wrote the episode.
Yeah,
she had a big party in Brighton, and she was they aired her episode of Doctor Who, and followed by the Eurovision Song Contest. So it was like a big Eurovision themed party. Charlie Condon said he took his son with him, and he said they watched the Doctor Who episode, and he said when the Eurovision came, he's looking at his watch going, I think time to be making tracks. Yeah, he's not a fan, so that was quite funny. Yeah, exactly, it's quite funny. But obviously the headline panel of the day was Joe Martin, the fugitive Doctor, and she was brilliant. Actually, she really was brilliant. And I think if you ever had any doubts about actors taking the role, they don't understand the Doctor and all that. She does. She's been a fan of Doctor Who since she was a kid, and she was talking about she used to dress her little sister up as a Dalek. She'd be the Doctor and all that.
She also said that she won't reveal her favorite Doctor because of her age. She won't reveal her age to everybody.
She said it was one of the Bakers.
Yeah, one of the Bakers.
One of the Bakers. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was. She was really, really great, and she said when she was filming Fugitive of the Jadoon, when she got to say, "I'm the Doctor," she kept saying she was choking up. When she went to say, that thing you start to cry when you're trying to talk, and that your voice sort of cracks a little bit. And she's saying she kept doing that take after take, and she cried today, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sort of being the Doctor is so important to her.
Yeah.
It seems, because it's been like a childhood dream to play that role. So that was really, really, really nice. That really nice indeed. And then it was the raffle to round off the day, a few announcements and everything. So
yes,
yeah, it was really good. But obviously there was other things going on as well. Because in Cinema 2, there were loads of other things going on. So we had I think some of the panels in there was remembering Siobhan. So Siobhan Galashan, a well-known podcaster, did quite a few interviews at Whooverville as well. Sadly passed away at Christmas. There was a special panel in Cinema 2 devoted to her. And I think we didn't go because we were in the John Hurt Cinema all day, basically, weren't we? So we didn't see the other things in there. But yeah, so there was talking about memories of Siobhan and everything. So that was sort of quite meaningful for quite a few people. I didn't know Siobhan at all, actually. So I understand, a famous face, famous sort of personality in Doctor Who fandom. And then there was there's things about books, cutaway comics, writing Doctor Who fiction.
I actually would have liked to see the one writing Doctor Who fiction because I like writing.
But
I feel like it would have been at lunchtime, just wouldn't have.
I know that is the problem with conventions, and it's a lovely problem to have because you've got to cut some stuff out. The Vision on Sound guys here were live as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that. Real Time and Telos, a picture with Keith Barnfather, they were here, and Robert Dick, he does a lot of work with Real Time. He did a lot of interviewing today as well, didn't he?
3 out of the, was there like 7?
7, yeah, 6 or 7, 7 I think actually, wasn't it? So more than that, baby. And then followed by the Hooligans. Yeah, so but so there were so many things to see and do today, and it really is a packed, I don't know, 2 rights in a packed program today. Yeah, it really was. It was great. But the thing, I think the thing that made our day, because on our last podcast we said, if you watch this on YouTube, it won't make much sense, but on our audio podcast we said, we're going to be at Whooverville next weekend and come and say hello. Nobody ever does, right? We next year we've been podcasting 15 years and not one person's come and said to us hello. So just come over and say hello. So Rob, if you're listening, thank you so much for coming over and introducing yourself today, mate. It really made our day, didn't it? Yes. Because you're the first person to ever come and say hello. I listened to your podcast. I love your show. Well, it was really nice. We had a little sort of short chat and everything. So thank you very much, mate. That sort of that made us extremely happy. That was a nice little cherry on the top of the day.
It was sort of like, ooh, hello.
Yeah.
One of those moments. It was like, hello. Yeah,
that was really good, really good. So, yeah, just to give you a little flavour what we've come across today, and we'll be back next year.
Yeah, back next year. So there were some changes. There were quite a few changes this year, though.
What, to the layout of it?
To the layout of everything. So, if you went, you usually know that the place called The Box is the dealer's room, and then there's the green room, and then the artwork sort of digital studio place. Yeah. And then it used the same cinemas, but this year The Box became the chill out space.
Yeah.
What did I say it was?
I think it was the green room became the dealer's room.
Oh no, the dealer's room was Studio 1. The green room's opposite.
Ah, right,
opposite
okay.
It. And there was also a stall downstairs by the autograph area. Floor 2, well, actually, every year it's quite dead but the dealer's room was packed.
It was packed.
Like the
wasn't
floor's
it? Yeah.
dead, but you enter the dealer's room, it's just really, really busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really
It was.
busy.
It was. No. It was. It was. It was just a really, really good day.
Yes.
Really good day. And I say just thanks again to. Actually, one thing I must say though, all the panels we were at today, all the audience. If you've ever been to a doctor convention before, or any kind of that sort of convention, they always open the floor to the audience to pitch questions.
Q&A.
Q&A thing. And I've got to say, all the questions are really, really good at every panel today. And I say all of the guests, they just answered everything. If they couldn't answer it, like Jo Martin couldn't. She couldn't answer something because she just didn't have an idea. I think what was her favourite
scene to
film or something like that. And she said, "Well, I can't answer that." She said, "I honestly don't know." And she basically said, "I didn't want to give you some bland answer to it." So I like the fact that sort of like she was given some actual thought to it. And so I'm not going to give you anything. So. But she said, if I could think about anything in the moment, I'll let you know, kind of thing. So it was, it was really, really a really, really nice, fun day. It really was.
Atmosphere.
It was a lovely atmosphere. Yeah.
It's just so nice being around by Doctor Who fans. And next year will be 5 years. If we go next year, which we probably will.
Yes, we will. We'll be back.
5 years, the 5th year in a row.
Yes.
8
when you started. Jeez. Yeah, I know. It's
growing up there.
I know, exactly. You're growing up at Whooverville, indeed. So, I mean, again, thanks to Steve and the gang for organising another fantastic convention. It really was a fantastic day out. We had a long journey getting here. Traffic was awful driving up yesterday, but it was worth it. It really is. Every time we come here, it's worth it. It's worth it. And we always end
up sharing a lift with someone as well.
Yes, we do. Yes. So we don't know what's coming up next on Who's He podcast. Obviously, we know what Random Who is going to be. We don't know when we're going to do it.
Wait, I've forgotten. I'll get that.
Yeah. So we'll think of something soon. We've been putting out quite a lot of content lately, so we might have a gap of a week or so or something. But we'll be back very shortly. And if you're watching YouTube, I do intend to do some more YouTube content. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yes.
So are we done, mate? Anything else you want to say? Anything we've forgotten? Or
you know what? I don't think so. One thing I want to say though is that I really, really wish we got to see some of the writers' ones, because the writers that went this year, Paul Mars and Mark Morris, went in cinema. They basically spent that whole day in cinema too, because there was stuff about writing and books and stuff, which so they did a lot of panels.
Yeah,
a lot of panels.
Yeah, I think that's the.
There was I didn't realise there were so many things in cinema.
Oh, I know. That's the thing. That's what we said earlier. You got to sacrifice something, but I said that the main panels in the John Hurt cinema, they were just too good to miss. For me. They really were. And if I could have sat there and weed into a bucket, I would have watched Brian Hodgson as well. Ooh. So we only caught the tail end of this one, didn't we? So
last 2 minutes.
Yeah, last couple of minutes, indeed. So that's it then, folks. That's it. So until next time then, it's goodbye from me, Phil.
And goodbye from me, Scott.
Goodbye.